Hey everybody, it's good to see you all again. This segment is just to kind of let you guys know what is going on in this episode. So, in this episode, there is a situation. Towards the end, or anywhere in this episode, there is a blank. That means there's no sound coming in the episode, and you might think that is your fault. That is my fault. You can blame me, say it was my fault, because that is an editing problem, and that's because of recording and the recording platform that I use. If that happens to be in the episode, if that's in it, what you need to do is to just disregard it. Don't worry about it. Consider it like an ad break. Consider it like a break. Consider it like we're taking a 5 minute break. Consider it like that. So, no freaking out. No need to worry. Make sure you guys enjoy the episode, enjoy what's in it, and y'all have a good one. And enjoy this one. Really enjoy it and have fun. And please disregard the blanks in there. Consider them breaks. Hope you guys enjoy this episode and thank you guys for understanding and for your cooperation. He's in there. There we go. What's up, y'all? What's up,
Oh,
y'all? Good to see you.
welcome back to the Wrap It Out podcast by Musically. My name is Scottbars, and I am a rapper, producer, multi instrumentalist, and videographer from Brisbane, Australia. And I make boom bap, psych rock, old school 90s hip hop mixed with alternative garage rock. And today, having a bit of a chat with Musically to talk about my debut single, Who's Scott Bars, and my performance at the music festival Rise of the Phoenix, airing over New Year's.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Thanks for that. Thank you so much. We're so excited to have you with us. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Much appreciated.
Yeah, of course. And it looks like there's a lot going on, so let's dive into it. So before this started, before we started, recording, you mentioned yourself that you also do a show. Like, what can you tell us about the show you do?
Yes, so earlier this year, I started my own show called Covers in Chrome, and we had a studio that was essentially a shipping container that was converted into a recording studio. Tiny, tiny, tiny little room, and we would get bands in there. They'd perform cover songs and originals, and this is up on our YouTube channel, Southeast Sounds, so you can see local bands from my hometown, Brisbane, Australia, covering some really massive songs and covering some really unknown songs. And it's pretty much just a way for local bands who can't afford or don't have access to like promotional material to have something to show promoters so that they can get themselves gigs. And it's the most ambitious thing that I've ever done, and I poured all my money into it at the start of this year. But I'm super proud of it, and it's super grassroots. You know, it's by artists for artists, essentially.
Oh, wow. Oh my God, you just copied. It looks like you just copied that from Instagram. It literally says by musicians for musicians.
Yeah,
Literally there.
I've been doing a lot of promo this year, so I'm pretty much used to just doing the whole spiel off the top of my head. I mean, I started this show and I do all the promotion, I do all the editing, booking, I do absolutely everything. So I'm it's all in my head now because I've just been doing it for so long and doing it so often. You know, doing one episode a week. I'm just used to it. And although the show's on a bit of a hiatus at the moment, we've been doing a podcast in the meantime, just doing interviews with local musicians because podcast is super easy if you have the gear, and it's just a really easy way to like get contacts in the music industry and do free promotion. You know, I started this show before I even started my own music career, because I understand that the by far the most valuable thing for an artist in 2021 is exposure and having an audience, you know? You can write the best song in the world, but it doesn't mean anything if no one's there to hear it, right? So most artists would create the music first and then start playing shows and then start growing an audience that way. Whereas I'm doing it in reverse. I'm creating my own platform and finding an audience. Then I'm creating the music and putting it out. So even if it's not that great, I'll have a massive audience, which is half the battle, right? So I'm essentially reverse engineering the music industry, and that was kind of the idea of why I started the show.
Ah, okay. This is weird. We're living same lives. I mean, isn't this yeah, like this is crazy, right? I mean, look at us. Like what you just said, your whole journey with your show basically mirrors that is exactly how this show even started. So it's like almost
Oh,
like you're
awesome.
telling almost like you're telling my life story, at least for my show, at least.
Like birds of a feather, eh? I guess.
Yes, absolutely. The only thing is that I started mine last year, not 2 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I started mine pretty much exactly a year ago, almost to the day. So
Oh, really?
still, yeah, still pretty fresh. December 1st, 2020. That was when our first piece of content
Oh
dropped.
my, oh my God! I was in August. I was in the end of August. Isn't that crazy?
Damn.
That means I was about 4 months before you did. I know. It's not crazy,
You
right?
just got ahead of me. Yeah, lockdown. Everyone spent their lockdown a little differently. It seems like you and I were being pretty productive then.
Mhm. Well, yeah, and doing it was like I was like kind of like I was already doing a virtual job, so I was like, I was already kind of doing that, and I love music, so like why not? Like why not?
Mm. Yeah, of course. Why not? You've got all the tools to do it. You just need to actually do it. So
Yeah,
many people see someone be successful and they're like, oh, well, like what they did's not hard. I could have done that. It's like, yeah, you could have done that, but like, did you do it? No, you didn't.
yeah,
That's the difference.
yeah. I didn't hear you say you did it. Did you do it already?
Exactly. Exactly.
Exactly.
So have you got music dropping? Like, where can I find your music?
Oh, that's the other also twist. I don't record music, I write music. That's a twist too. I sing and write music, but I don't record music only because of time. That's also
Oh,
a twist.
okay. So are you like writing songs for other people or?
I do it for myself actually. So
Okay,
I write music for
cool.
myself and I share it to others. And of course, I get to sing in front of people, in my real life,
Mm.
and I also sing to some of the guests that begs me to sing. I sing for them sometimes. I love it. It's hilarious though that they enjoy me singing and they say that I should record it. It's all hilarious.
So it's more of just like a live thing. It's more of a live only.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Okay, cool. Super, super niche and exclusive. You're not going to find this on Spotify. You got to be there.
Yeah. Hell no, you're not gonna find me. You're not gonna do that. No, I'm
Nice.
not. But to be really quite honest, though, the other thing was definitely the alone part. That really was like, yep, this guy and I are basically the same. I don't have anyone, just so people know, I don't have anyone right now. I don't have people that really help. Well, only have one person, and that's Dom, and he downloads. But other than him, like, I don't have anybody to like help me with the show's
Mm,
other features, like the other parts of the show itself, like promotion or like editing or like
mm, mm.
co-hosting. People have noticed that I don't have a co-host at all. I don't have anybody, here. So when I'm out of ideas or like I can't phone in a friend, like Help! Help
Yeah, I
me!
think
Someone help me! Someone help me!
yeah, see my podcasts are edited. I try not to edit them because I like to keep it organic. But I
Exactly.
I do think that three people is kind of the magic number. You know, when you have
Mhm.
two, you can run out of ideas, but when there's three, someone else can always jump in with something else. So that's good. But going back to the help thing, I've pretty much been a lone wolf up until about a month or two ago. I've done everything myself, but I do have an intern now who's helping me with camera work and videography. But that's it really. I do everything myself. Artistically, I doing everything myself means that I only get to put people on the show that I actually like, right? I don't have to answer to anyone. So in that respect, I love it.
Mhm. That's
full
really
full
good.
creative control. I've
Yes. Absolutely. I'm with you. I love that too. I definitely get the freedom to do whatever I want. Like I got to tell
mm,
you today that I'm not filming this. I got to have the freedom to I don't have to be forced, to, do something here that I don't want to do. So I get forced like that.
yeah, for
I
sure.
don't have to. I don't have to. I get that kind of nice freedom myself and I get to control everything. I just, sometimes, I don't know if you ever had that feeling where you would like somebody to jump into a conversation or, you wish you had somebody to hang out with in an interview with, a guest or the guest is
Mm.
someone or something bad and you're like, oh, help, help, please, please help. Someone,
Yeah,
someone please,
definitely.
someone please. Um, and honestly, it's something I feel like that sometimes. Like, I wish I had somebody, like you, or like, I've interviewed musicians that also have shows, and I've mentioned co-hosting,
Mm.
and um, it's just something that I always put out there, so just people, have, idea of how, because it's hard, it's hard, you've got to deal with a lot with your show, of course, the idea, the interview questions you're gonna ask,
Mm.
promotion putting all of this, it takes, a while for me to completely download audio files, upload them to Anchor, put in
Mm.
data, and come up with a schedule that makes sense. It was hard for me to pick a schedule that works for everybody. That's why I only do twice a week. That's why I only do Monday, Friday, and sometimes Saturday.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and it's sometimes even hard to make content, that people will really like. So that's why I kind of made a direction of helping others instead of my own interests, if that makes sense.
Yeah, twice a week is still a lot. Most podcasts will only upload once a week. So, in that respect, I think you're doing well. And I assume you're uploading over Christmas as well,
Mm-hmm.
which that'll give you quite an advantage because all of the bigger high budget podcasts and everything like the media blackout, they all shut down over Christmas. So you've essentially got the monopoly on the content for the
Oh, you
next
can.
month or so.
Absolutely. Man, you're a big brain. Yes. Absolutely.
Trust me, I've looked into it. I know all the tricks.
That is fantastic. That's fantastic. We're both experts. I'm actually doing a marathon. Actually, I haven't made it publicly yet. I really should. Honestly, I will. But I made a marathon. I'm making a marathon where it'll be episodes every day starting on the 18th. It'll be episodes every day until after New Year's Day. It'll
Oh
be
my god.
Christmas and New Year's.
The 18th, that's today for me, tomorrow for you.
Yep, absolutely. I feel like, it's hard to make a week marathon because Christmas and New Year's are like kind of like together in a way. So I'm kind of like, oh, why not
Mm.
let's combine them. Let's just put them together into one little, marathon so everybody can enjoy 2 weeks of nonstop episodes and everybody can enjoy everybody.
Wow, that's crazy. So you've just been recording like crazy for the last month or so then, have you?
Yes. Well, actually, for the past year, actually, I know that you do it based on interest, but I do it based on health. I do it.
Yeah.
Like you do it because you just find artists that you like. I
Mm-hmm.
do
Mm-hmm.
artists that I feel like that I know that they need help, and that's all artists is. I pick artists, based
Mm.
on their persona, their viewpoint, their personality in a way.
Yeah,
I
sweet.
like I've been recording like interviews nonstop because I believe that every musician needs help with something. We're not all perfect. They all, would like something like this. Some of them are struggling, they need help, And that's where I come in and I slide into your DMs and literally ask what I can do. I do. And I
That's
even did it with
literally how it
you.
happened.
Yes, that's actually how this happened. I slid into your DMs and literally said this and the concert. I know, weird, right? But I feel like, we need more opportunities like this, to be honest.
Well, I was all for it because I released my debut single just over a month ago now, 5 weeks ago, and it's been good. But my hometown, I've pretty much got covered in terms of promotion. I've been going out there and networking, and that's great. But outside of Brisbane, I pretty much have like no audience. So to be able to be on a platform from Canada is it means a lot to me because I have no idea how to break into that industry. So yeah, I got to put everything out there that I can. I got to put myself out there, and I'm just stoked to be here. Really.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We're glad to have you. And now that you're talking about that single, 5 weeks ago, that means you're like a fairly new artist. Tell us about
Mm.
this single. Like, I want to know, like, everything you can tell us about this single. Like, I've listened to some of it. I
Hmm.
I got caught up with work. I kind of forgot to listen to the rest of it. But for a little bit, I loved it. So what's up with the single? What's up with it?
So what I can tell you first, I should introduce my name, Scott Bars. So my friend came up with the name Scott Bars about a year ago, because I said, well, my real name is Scott, obviously, and I said some passing line like just a rap at a party, and my friend sarcastically said like, "Oh, like he's Scott Bars," as in like he has bars, and I was like, "Oh, that's perfect!" Like that's the best name I could have possibly thought of. And I looked it up, and it wasn't taken anywhere. And it was original and easy to remember. So I'm like, okay, perfect. I'm rolling with that. And Who Scott Bars is, it's the first song that I ever wrote and produced myself. And I actually started working on it like 3+ years ago in 2018. And then just stopped working on it for a long time. But it went through quite the process. I I started producing back then by literally like stealing songs off YouTube and putting them in Audacity and like cutting them up and sampling them, which is like, can I swear on this podcast?
Oh,
Am I allowed to swear?
dude, do whatever the hell you want. This is
All right.
explicit.
All right, so yeah, I was cutting these songs up in Audacity, and like that's such a fucked way to do it. Like, don't do what I did. Just skip, and go straight to an actual audio software. But anyway, I had these demos that I made. I'd sampled a drum beat from like a Mac DeMarco song. I'd sampled some synths and some vocals from a Tyler the Creator song, and I wrote Who's Scott Bars, and these lyrics they don't even like reflect who I am anymore, because like at the time I was like getting myself off drugs and like trying to work through all that, and like I'm totally clean now, like I'm all G now. Doesn't really reflect who I am, but I still felt like I owed it to myself to put this song out because it was the first song that I ever wrote, and I was really proud of it. So about 6 months ago, I buckled down, actually taught myself how to use real editing software. So I'm using Logic, just because it's really easy. And I pulled all the samples out that were previously in there and just replaced them with my own samples and fully produced it myself. Added some guitars and stuff, some heavy riffing guitars, and ended up with Who's Got Bars. And it's a bit of a it takes a lot of inspiration from like late 90s, early 2000s, like G-Funk, gangster rap, like Dr. Dre, all that kind of shit, mixed with just like heavy guitar riffs put over it. And that's kind of the sound that I'm going to be going for. It's going to be a bit more varied than that, but this track is a good introduction as to where my sound is heading. And although it's hard to pin down exactly what my music sounds like, I'd have to say that it's most inspired by artists like Gorillaz, Injury Reserve, Brockhampton, like the Saturation era Brockhampton, because that's what I was listening to when I wrote this music, because that was like blowing up at the time. And Tyler the Creator, they're definitely the big ones who've influenced me, and I love those guys. So yeah, really going for an experimental hip hop sound. Just trying to do my best to make something that seems familiar, but at the same time sounds fresh, and there's not really anything else out there that sounds like it. That's really, really what I'm going for. Something experimental, but not too experimental that a lot of people will shy away from it.
Mm. I mean, that makes perfect sense. I mean, coming from you and the content you have, I mean, it perfectly describes you. It fits you. Hmm.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I've I'm 26, and I've realized that music and music related things are really the only thing that I feel fulfilled to work on. You know, there's nothing else really that I care about. I have a decent job, but I don't give a fuck about it. Like, I don't want to be doing that job for the rest of my life, just working in an office. Like, that just,
Yeah.
I never thought I would see myself working in an office, because I'm just not that sort of person. But at the moment, I'm just slugging it out because it pays really well, and doing that job gives me the ability to, have cash flow. And when it comes down to like, oh, I need to pay someone to mix my song, or like I need to pay for promotion, like it's just not a problem. I can just do it at the drop of a hat, and I don't have to worry about money and that sort of stuff. So bit of a compromise, a worthy compromise, honestly, if I weigh it up.
Mm, gotcha. And I can and I saw it coming a while away. I mean, that response I saw it coming. I mean, you got a job at the office. I mean, I
Mm.
mean, I mean, I saw it coming.
Yeah, I mean, I worked at McDonald's like ages ago.
No.
That was my first job from age 15 to 21. I was working at McDonald's,
No.
and just being a drug addict and like hating life, and just like getting fucked up on the weekends because like I wasn't doing anything with my life, and I like had nothing to live for basically. And then I was just like, nah, fuck it, music. Like, music is what I want to do. And doing that makes me happy to be sober. And I drink sometimes a little bit, which is fine. But music is what I live for.
Uh-huh.
And that and making music videos and doing live videos for artists. I've been making music videos for almost 2 years now, and I've done probably like 7 or 8 completely by myself, and I've probably done another like 10 to 20 which I've worked on, but not solo projects, just helping out other people. So I love doing that as well. I love the process of I mostly love post production, but I do a lot of filming as well. But I love just getting the raw footage, going from just a file on a camera to like crafting this experience is what I love. And music is very similar to that. You know, just getting bits and pieces of audio from here and there, and crafting it into into this thing that can elicit emotion and vibes, and that's what I really like. It's kind of a crazy thing because it's just wiggly air, but like it can make you like feel or think things.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And coming from the mind of somebody that did over 100 episodes, definitely
Wow,
something.
100 episodes. You've been going hard.
Well, well, yeah, I've been doing it since last year. I mean,
For
100.
sure.
Oh yeah, but this is about you. It's about you. It's not about me.
Yeah, yeah.
Um. All right, time to switch it around a little bit. So that's amazing. I got a nice point of view from you, music wise. That's really amazing, actually. And speaking of amazing, Instagram, your Instagram. First of all, Instagram looks amazing. I should follow you. I haven't yet, but I should. Um,
Yes, you should at Scottbars.
and you actually have another one. Actually, you have one called Southeast Sounds. Which I was very intrigued to find that you tagged us there. I
Mm.
mean, like, what is Southeast Sounds anyway?
So Southeast Sounds is the platform that I started a year ago. And that is where our show Covers in Chrome and our podcast, the Southeast Sounds podcast. Well, the show and the podcast is hosted on YouTube and Spotify, Anchor, of course. But the Southeast Sounds Instagram is the primary platform where you can reach out to us, and we do a lot of promotion, mostly for local artists, and the Southeast refers to Southeast Queensland, which is where I live. Southeast Queensland is pretty much like just a general area of three cities in the state of Queensland in Australia. Brisbane, where I live, is the capital city, and that's where most of it happens. And then we've got Gold Coast, which is like an hour and a half south of where we are, and then we've got Sunshine Coast, which is an hour and a half north of where we are. So you can. Oh, I don't really know Canada too well, but if you think of like Los Angeles, and then you've got San Fran, which is north, and San Diego, which is south. It's kind of like that, but on a much smaller scale. So everything that happens on our platform is located in one of these three cities. And the whole idea behind it is to just give local artists like free promotion and give them free content that they can share. So we'll post clips of the podcast, and every Friday we do kind of like a local music countdown where I post a short clip of like our favorite new tracks that have come out that week from local artists. So it's really just a big hub for like music lovers from my area to explore and discover new music. And the vast majority of these artists, they don't have record deals, and they're really fresh. Like most of them have been in the scene for less than 2 years, and it's just an awesome way for me to meet my peers and to connect people which are local. So if you're interested in discovering some underground Australian music, it's a great place. And we don't discriminate for genre or gender or sexuality or anything like that. Like everyone's welcome. The only thing that I'm interested in is like trying to find good music that hasn't been discovered yet, because I want to, these are the people that are going to be big in the next 10 years. So it's good to it's good to get in early, because you never know what's going to blow up, right?
Mhm. Absolutely, better get it now before they get too famous.
Yeah, yeah. And a lot of the reason I started this platform is just so that I can be in the know as an artist, because the most important thing, especially for emerging artists, is to just network with the people who are around you. Like so many people are trying to be the next Drake, or like just trying to connect with people who are so far above them in terms of popularity. And it's like, no, like you got to start in your hometown, and you got to find the people who are really good but are on a similar level to you, and connect with them and like help each other out, because like right now you might be no one, but a few years from now, working together, you know, like all these massive people who have blown up recently, like Kid Leroy and stuff, they had no one a couple years ago. Like everyone's got to start somewhere, and not everyone is going to be a superstar, but knowing everyone will help you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. A- Absolutely. Guys, it's almost like it's almost like he stole a clip from my playbook. Look at him stealing from my playbook.
I
Look at him
just
stealing.
I studied music at uni, but I was like, I dropped out because I was like, oh, this is a waste of time. Like
Oh,
I don't want to pay. I don't need to pay to like learn how to play music. What I need to be doing is getting out there and networking with people, um, connecting with people, because that's more valuable than like anything they'll teach you at uni. Like I already know how to write songs. I already know how to play in a band. It's not useful to me personally.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. But it's great. Your platform's amazing, and I absolutely love what you're doing. I mean, like, duh. That's sort of like that's actually exactly what I'm doing. At the same time, I'm grabbing everybody, I'm promoting them, giving them a chance
Mm,
to be where they don't. The world doesn't accept them. The artists I have, they're great. So a lot of them, though, the world does not accept. So I have to accept them into this
mm.
place, so they can always call this place home.
Well,
Honestly,
the
like,
the world just ain't ready for them. That's all. They're just
no,
ahead of their time.
they're not. Mm,
Yeah. No, it's
absolutely.
crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy, but I like that kind of crazy. And speaking of crazy, though, when are you going to kind of upgrade your podcast and do people from around the world? I mean, I'm doing people from around the world, and you're doing a
Mm,
local one. Have you ever
mhm.
thought about, doing people from around the world?
I definitely thought about it. The only issue I have with that is like personally, I'm not a fan of interviews that happen online, which I understand is ironic given that I'm doing one right now.
Yeah.
um, I I just prefer to do it in person because it feels, obviously we can't, but it feels, there's no lag, there's no miscommunication due to online stuff. That is definitely something I want to branch out into though. So who knows, next year I might actually do that. Certainly help grow an audience outside of Southeast Queensland, which would do a lot for myself and the artists that we have on here.
Absolutely.
I've
And
I've
really, oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, it's when I started this platform a year ago. Obviously, I wanted to start local, and I've kind of just fallen into a hole in the past 12 months of where the only music that I listen to is music from my state, which has been sick. Like I've found a lot of great artists, but I've pretty much stopped listening to international music outside of the artists that I was already following when I started it, which is fine. But I might branch out next year and
Mm-hmm.
try and find some interesting underground artists who are not from Australia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and though the reason why I did ask is because, well, firstly, though, whether you're in person or virtual or not, you can't escape miscommunication. You can't escape
Mm,
miscommunication. You cannot skip mistakes. No matter if it's virtual or in person,
yeah.
every like you're gonna have mistakes. So you can't get around miscommunication, nor can you get around rescheduling. It's going to happen. And the same thing happened to me. I constantly reschedule people that don't come here, or I have people that don't respond, or I have to change because of my schedule. Trust me, in person is no different. No, in
Mm,
person is no different from a virtual. Only a little bit, but the concept though is always going to be the same. So, for me, it wouldn't even matter if I went in person. It wouldn't matter to me.
very true. Very, very true. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I was just starting with artists that I know and look up to, but I need to branch out and find
Yeah.
find some big, well, not even big, just like unknown artists from
Oh,
other
yeah.
places. Because I'm pretty much only focused on Australia at the moment, and it would be dope to get some ears on Scott Bars overseas, which is why I'm so stoked to be doing this.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you really should. And I guess another thing I was going to say, but I can't say it now because it's gonna sound bad, so I can't say it. I'm just gonna just suffer down. It's gonna be something revolving this show, but I can't, I don't know if
No,
I
just say
should
it.
say it.
No, just say it. Just say it. I'm pretty open minded.
Okay. Since you did want to be like kind of open to everybody and kind of upgraded to do it, I was really looking and seeing if maybe you wanted to do like you and I, but I'm just gonna just go into the uh next one. Let
Okay.
me. But yeah, I was actually thinking about it. I mean, you should do international. I mean, there's artists around the world that need promotion. That's what I'm
Mm.
for too. That's what I'm for. I'm constantly on Instagram. I'm constantly on Instagram, on Discord. I'm hitting up musicians that really, need more promotion. And sometimes I even offer them, opportunities, which actually, are you part of a record label, by the way?
Officially, no. I
Mm.
say that my music is distributed by Southeast Sounds. um, that's what it says on paper, but we're not officially
Oh,
a
dude.
record label. So at this point, no, I'm completely independent.
Oh, is it something you want to do, or is it like whatever?
So I've thought about it. I'm very, very hesitant to sign to a label, but um, the one thing that I really, really need help with from a record label is getting samples cleared. There, I can't sample because I have no idea um, how to get in contact with these massive artists. Now, if a record label was to come along and say, we can organize getting the samples cleared for you. Obviously, you have to pay for them. That's fine. That is something that I would actually consider, but I'm very hesitant because I don't need them at this stage. But I'm open. I'm willing to listen to any offers, of course.
Oh, damn it! I wish you were open. I had one, but if you're not ready for it now, I'm not gonna say it.
Like I said, I'm open. I'm willing. I'm willing to listen to offers. There's nothing
I'll
wrong with
I'll
asking.
tell you when you are serious about it. When you're serious about it, then I'll tell you. It
Okay.
makes no sense to tell you now, and then later on, the information is no longer valuable. So I'm just gonna tell you when you're serious about it.
All right. All right. Fair call. Fair call. Well, how about uh, I'm releasing an EP next year in May. How about we
Hmm.
chat after that happens? We'll see how we go.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'll have season three planning by that time, so that's good.
Cool. Cool. So you run a record label?
I don't run one. I'm a part of one actually, and the reason
Mm,
why I'm that is because they ask me to do referrals. So every so often,
mm,
somebody will mention a record label, and I'm like, "Hey, are you part of a record label?"
mm,
Sometimes I'll
mm,
ask that as part of referrals because they are a really great record
mm,
label, and I just do referrals for them. I mean they're not as big as Republic, but
mm.
they're pretty good for a label.
Are they located in Canada? What's the name of the label?
Yes, they're in Canada. They're actually the people behind the concert. Actually, they're Immortal Being. They are part of Enigmatic Electronic Entertainment. They're the ones with me running the concert.
Mm.
Ironic, right?
Yeah, no, crazy. Makes sense. Yeah, I'll definitely think about it. But going back to sampling quickly, because I do hip hop, obviously, sampling is a huge part of the music. There's so much music that I wish I could sample, but I just don't have the permission to do so. So I'm announcing that if you want to sample any of my music coming out in the future, including my debut single, you can buy my track for $1 on Bandcamp. And if you buy that track for $1 on Bandcamp, show me proof of purchase. I will provide to you all of the individual stems, and you'll have free reign to sample my music to your heart's content commercially. I don't want any music. Oh, sorry, I don't want any money from your sampling in terms of rights. I just think that sampling should be for everyone. And I just put the $1 price tag on the song just to show that if you want the stems, you're serious about it. You're not just going to steal them, you know. But I think sampling should be for everyone, and I understand why we don't have the right to just sample to our heart's content. But I wish we did.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It would save time and energy.
Mm. Well, there's just so much sick, amazing music that I can't use. So when a lot of the time when I write songs, what I actually do is I'll start with a song that I really love, and I'll remix that song and just start layering stuff on top of it. And at the end, I'll just pull the samples out so I'm not breaching copyright and replace it with something else, which is how I wrote a lot of my songs.
Oh, oh, that makes sense.
Mm. It's kind of like all artists are inspired by things they hear, but I'm just taking that inspiration to like a whole different level and just like literally taking the song and then just making it into something completely different.
Oh yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah, like I said, Who's Got Bars literally started as a Mac DeMarco song as one of his drum beats, and I've just completely changed it and made it into something new.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. Good to know that you're looking for samples. I know a lot of producers that actually sample.
Yeah, it's just getting them cleared is the hard part, especially when
No,
they're
I
some of the
mean, I
biggest
mean, not.
artists.
I mean, not really. I mean, it's with any business deal. You make sure to lay out the benefits. You lay out your clear, precise plan of action, your
Mm,
benefits, and make it so they'll and lay it out nicely so they'll be willingly enough. And that's the same thing with invites. I slide
mm,
into DMs and I make it so you wouldn't be weirded by. I make it so you'd be willing enough to come in. It's the same
mm.
thing. It's not difficult at all. It's a pretty one point concept if you
For
think about it.
me, for me, the hardest part is like, how do I even get in contact with someone like Tyler the Creator's management? Like, where do you even begin? You can't just DM them because I probably get like a
Oh no,
thousand
no, no,
DMs a
no,
day.
no. Oh no. I would start small actually. There's a lot of small producers that does sampling. What
Mm,
if I was you right now and I needed samples, I would go into their contact, probably on, if they don't have a website, but definitely on Instagram, because everybody's on Instagram.
mm-hmm,
And I would email them and message them. I would do both because I don't know which one. And then I would ask, hello, how you doing? Introduce as a friend. So I would start as a friend,
mm,
kind of thing,
mm.
before I jump into anything. If I just jump into sampling, they're like, "Are you a bot? Are you a scam? Are you Bitcoin?"
Yeah, yeah.
Um, they're gonna think that. So I kind of go in. I'm gonna kind of go in and just say, "Hello, how you doing? Good to meet you." That, and then once they kind of establish me as a okay person, they give the okay check. Then you kind of jump into introducing, the concept idea they had. Like, hey, since you and I are cool, I had this little idea that we could do, and they're like, I'm listening, and you could be
Mm,
like,
mm,
um, I would like to see if I could sample one of your songs, and sample. And I'm like, and two ways it could go like this. It could go like, yes, definitely, or it could go like, I don't know, man. I mean, how could it benefit? And then you could jump in with benefits like, I could further promote your song. I could further promote yourself.
Mm.
We could even remix it if you want. And you and I could do a lot of business together. And they're like, yep, you know,
For sure, for sure.
and yeah, that's how I would do it anyway.
Thanks for the tips. I'll have to try that one out next time. Yeah. At this stage for my debut EP, I'm producing and writing everything myself. I want to branch out and work with producers, but I want to do that later. Just because I want the first projects to be like unequivocally me. I want people to hear it and be like, he did that, even if it's not the greatest sounding thing in the world, it's authentic and it's who I am.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I always know that you could do more than what you think.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. To be honest though, just your music and your show, I mean, I feel like it could be bigger than what it is. I don't know if it's just me or, just someone else, but to me, I feel like it could be something big. That's why I didn't just say about me involving with you, kind of thing. I didn't just
Mm,
say that just to be random. Like I truly, truly believe so. And I always offer my hand to you. I'm always like, I'm there, for support and to help you. And that's why before also I mentioned reviews because, you already
mm,
have a show. And I was like, why don't we just review people's music? And, that was the kind of thing that I mentioned too. I mean, honestly, though, I really do feel that your show could be something, and even your persona could be um, even bigger, you know. And I'd be
yeah,
willing to give a helping hand if you ever need that.
I would very much appreciate that. Yeah, like I said, for the past year, any of all the audience that my show has, it's all local and it's all grown completely organically. Like I haven't spent a single cent on promotion for the show itself.
You
Just
don't need
because
to.
I wanted to see how far I could take it organically. But having said that, I've sort of plateaued in terms of followers in the last few months, but I think that's because I haven't been uploading content as often because I wanted to
Hmm.
focus on the Scott Bars stuff for the last few months. I haven't had time to do both because I do work a full-time job on top of that. So right
Hmm.
now I'm kind of just juggling both at the moment. I've got a lot of content for the show, which I just haven't edited yet, but I've got some more stuff coming. I think next year when Covers in Chrome comes back with fresh content, I will do some paid promotion just to try and get it out there. And I would love to work with you and do some cross promotion. I can be sharing your podcast and whatnot on the platform as well to help out. And of
Yeah,
course, of course, I'll be
absolutely.
sharing this one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And your name would be literally everywhere. I don't know if you put your show yet, but they have added new sites to put your show on, by the way.
Oh, true. As in the podcast.
Oh yeah, because you need to get Pod News. You need to subscribe to Pod News. It's literally up to date podcast news. So that's how I heard about. That's literally how I heard about the sites. So I
Mm.
officially this. I mean, let me just tell you ahead of time. Your show, this little interview will literally be everywhere. Not just Spotify, not just it would be on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. The show's gonna be
Mm.
on iHeartRadio. You will be on iHeartRadio. You'll be on Samsung. You'll be on Amazon too. You'll be on Amazon.
Gosh,
You'll
there's
be
so much out there at the moment. How do you even keep up with everything?
well. I train. You know. You
Mm.
know. I've been doing this for a year, and I've got no help. Honestly, my co-hosts, they're gone now. They're not around me. They're not like you. The
Mm.
co-hosts, they were like, they were musicians, but they never did podcasting before.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
sometimes I wish I had somebody like you to have, here on the show with me like all the time, but I know that's not possible. I know it's not. You're doing your own thing. I'm doing my own thing.
God,
But
I wish I had time. Like, there's so many things that I want to do that I just don't have the time to do it. Like, I wish I could just quit my day job and just do the shit full time. So that's the
I,
goal eventually.
well, actually, have you like I like there's virtual jobs, but I don't think you want to do virtual jobs. I don't think you want to do that.
I mean, I'd consider it if it paid well.
I've seen a lot of good I've seen a lot of good ones, especially though, and I feel like you could be with this one too, a tutor actually. I envision you as a tutor. You got a great voice for one.
Thank you, but I'm not much of a teacher, to be honest.
You don't have to have like big one. I mean, like
Mm,
teaching would be nice. I mean, you got a lot of experience and passing knowledge to others is important. So keep that as an option. Keep that as an option.
true, true.
And I would keep virtual jobs as an option because if you can get a nice virtual job that pays well, by the way, use Indeed. And you
It,
find one
yeah, indeed.
and Indeed.com and if you find one that pays well, then you could quit your day job. And if it's virtual, that means you could be working on your show, you'd be working on music all the time.
True. I would love that. Just be working on music.
What the
That's
hell are you waiting for? Go on Indeed and find one.
true, true. I'll certainly look into that. It sounds very exciting.
Yes, absolutely. And I'd be open to help you find some if you need it. I know a lot of jobs on Indeed that pays very well and has stipends too. So,
Mm,
you know,
mm. Can I ask why did you guys decide to do the music festival over New Year's? Interesting choice.
um, I know it's weird, right? So we started the concert series in August because we had to pick out times that people would be more willing to watch us.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, we had to pick times that people are going to, watch. So our
Mm.
last concert was in October, and so October 31st, that was the Devil's Night thing. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
I've
But
seen a bits and pieces of it. Yeah, I did have a little squiz.
oh yeah, now that was fun. But Immortal Being was already planning. I was almost done, putting all the videos in. And he was like, "What's gonna be the concert for next? For the next concert?" I'm like, can you calm down a sec? I'm just working on this one." Like,
Yeah,
like, and he wanted a concert to end the year with. So
yeah.
um, he just, we talked about it, and then our first idea was going to be Christmas, but I was like, that's a horrible idea. Christmas is a horrible idea. The concert's not going to get a lot of revenue, and people are busy. You know, people
Yeah.
are people are hella busy. I'm busy during Christmas. Even though I'm here, I'm seeing family. I'm flying,
Yeah, of course.
places to see family and to see my cousin's open present. I got to get my cousin's Christmas present. I got a Christmas shopping.
Yeah,
That was a
not a good
horrible
moment.
idea.
Yeah.
But you know, then there was a thought of doing New Year's because and then that's where the Rise of the Phoenix thing also came because we didn't want to make a Christmas theme concert because it's hard to write Christmas music. So I was like, why don't we just make? I mean, why don't we just make a concert? Ending the year and making a mark for next year. So the theme kind of fit everybody. Everybody, if we make a Christmas concert and there's a rock song in it, people are going to be like, "What the hell is that?"
Yeah. Plus I don't know, like I'm not a fan of Christmas music and
I'm
it
not.
would be it
I know. That's the
it's the
problem
kind
too.
of thing where like no one's gonna want to watch Christmas music like throughout the year. Whereas like
Yeah,
if you do this and someone misses it, they can just come back to it and watch it whenever.
yeah, that's the problem too. The Christmas. one is like too Pacific. We need to get a concept idea that's like a very general one that people can, because
Mm,
Christmas also it's cliche because Mariah and Kelly both Mariah Carey and Kelly Clarkson both have specials in December, so it seems like if we made one, it'd be cliche.
God.
It'd be
Yeah.
cliche. And this whole month is Christmas too. They've been playing Mariah Carey since December 1st. They've been playing her music and it just be like cliche.
Yeah, those people and Michael Bublé, they already have
Oh
they
yes,
have the
I
monopoly
forgot.
of
I
music.
forgot Michael Bublé. I
Yeah,
forgot
yeah.
him. I
I
forgot
c-
him.
I cannot stand Christmas music personally. I don't know what it's like where you live. I assume it's the same, but you go to the shops and they're just playing it
Oh,
24/7 for a
oh no
whole
no no
month.
no. We are worse. We go crazy. People go crazy over Christmas. They stock up early. They stock up after Thanksgiving. Like during Thanksgiving, they stock up already for Christmas, and then in December they play Christmas
Mm.
music on the radio. Like I
When it
know, crazy.
Thanksgiving is November, right?
Yeah.
So in Australia, we don't. Majority of us don't celebrate Halloween, but Halloween has been getting bigger progressively every year in Australia. So we'll see the Halloween stock in the shops, obviously for October, and then as soon as Halloween is over, as soon as it hits November, that's when the Christmas shit comes out. It's crazy.
I know, but it's festive, I'm not gonna say I completely don't like it. I mean, I like Christmas music. I'm not gonna
Mm.
say I'm in love with it, but it's something that I like. It is festive, and people they like it, so I go along with it.
For sure, for sure. Yeah. Not really my thing, but I respect it.
No, I know, absolutely. But yeah, the Rise of the Phoenix, and it fits too. Like, it fits what we're
Mm.
doing, and
Hmm.
it kind of lets us jump into the new year with confidence. And of course, him and I, we have ideas for more concerts in 2022. Like, we're planning
Mm.
on a lot more of them. I'm already planning. Like, I'm already seeing what February and March and other months could look like.
Mm. Well, definitely count me in. Um, have
Yeah.
you ever have you ever considered doing like a music video festival as opposed to a live festival?
What do you mean on music video? What do you mean by music video?
So instead of having artists do live performances, just have a massive lineup of music videos from either they could be like exclusive unreleased music videos, or they could be like music videos that a lot of people haven't heard of. So we could all just sit down and just go through a massive list of music videos and like discover some cool shit.
Oh, the thing is with that is that music videos sometimes they're not authentic. Like people like to
Mm.
cover, like they like to cover with the live performance. Him and I, when we look at clips, like you're gonna be some. Oh no, when you already submitted, like you're like for example, let's just say for example, you made a music video and you put on
Mm.
a blue wig and you're an alien in space. That's not authentic. That does not show you're real, and
Yeah.
does not show you're real. Although to opposed to a live performance, a live one's like, we want to see what this guy's got. That's the thing. We want to see what you got.
Yeah.
We want to see
Yeah.
what you offer to the table. A music video you can literally cover up your whole mouth full with shit and people like it. We
True,
don't.
true.
We don't like it.
It's such a crafted, produced thing, and you're going
Mhm.
for the real stuff. Okay, yeah, I see where you're coming
Yeah,
from, for sure.
yeah. We need real shit. We need realness. And we want to feel like a concert. A
Mm,
concert a music video is not a concert, it's just a video. A live performance, that's a concert. We want to have that feel of a concert because COVID, we can't all meet in one place. Honestly, though, I wish we could. I wish I could just
mm.
invite everybody to like a stadium and just perform like that, but we don't have that, unfortunately. So this is the closest we could get.
Hey, maybe next year, hey, we can make it happen.
Oh no, there's a new variant out there. No, they are
I know.
still there's a
Ugh,
there there's Omicron. There's a redefinition coming with fully vaccinated apparently, and now
man,
apparently more COVID cases now. So it's gonna be
don't
a
even
while.
don't even get me started. It's as of today, it's like come full circle in Australia because we just got everyone double vaccinated. We're above 80%, but they're basically like once you get vaccinated, no masks, no restrictions. You can have as long as everyone's vaccinated, you can have as many people in a show as you want, no worries. And then literally as of today, they've said, "Nah, masks are back." So I'm just like,
Oh
fucking
my
why?
god, seriously?
Yeah. It's come full circle. Like it just seems like it's gonna be like this forever. We're not in lockdown, which is mad, but yeah, it sucks.
I know. But at least we're not in lockdown. At least we're not, at least we don't have to quit our jobs and do all that. At
Yeah.
least we're, at least we're taking that step.
I'm really grateful because my job can be done from home. So when it all started last year, I was my job is like super safe. So I'm very grateful to have an income still and to live in a place where we have such a great live music scene and when we can still do it. So I'm pretty stoked with that.
Me too. It feels good, it feels good. It feels good to be on
Mm,
about. It
mm,
feels,
mm. But yeah,
yeah.
back to the music because I don't want to talk about COVID. I'm exhausted with that.
I know,
But
same. I'm exhausted.
I've got a new single coming out in about 3 weeks, and it's called Patience, and you'll be able to catch that live at the Rise of the Phoenix Music Festival. It's the last song that I play to close the set off, and I'm super happy with it. It's less of a gangster rap song and more of kind of like an indie rock song, like a funky, like Chili Peppers kind of vibe with a lot of rapping at the end. So January 11th is when I'm aiming for the song to be released officially. It's still in the mixing stage, so I'm really hoping that my guy will get back to me this week so I can get it off to streaming services and get it out. But yeah, very, very excited for that one.
Awesome. We're excited too. And tell me about the content you make right now. It's gonna be amazing. I already know.
Yeah, so my performance for the Rise of the Phoenix, it was filmed at a venue called Backdock Arts in Brisbane, about 10 minutes from where I live. And that was the very first performance of Scottbars as a solo artist playing my songs. So it's the very, very start of my career. So very exciting times. And I hope you all enjoy.
We are going to enjoy. We are going to enjoy. And speaking of enjoying, we enjoyed your presence today. Thank you so much for being here with us. I feel so much closer to you. I feel so close because we're both kind of similar. And hey, about the extending thing, you know, do we really you really need to make it happen? Whether you're gonna do it on your show or you and I,
Mm,
or your own separate show, you want me to join in, like whatever the hell happens, you know. I'm very happy to know I get to know you, and so proud of how everything that's happened so far.
100%. We have a lot in common. And definitely be working with you again very soon in the future. So exciting times. Bring on 2022. Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Um, and God, it's and you're amazing, and keep going. And I cannot wait to see what these next few weeks and what the new year will look like for you. And I'm gonna open my hand, everybody. I just want you all to be the first witnessing to actually offer my hand. I know, silly, right? Um, and I want Scott to know that, I'm open to all help and all of it because I love podcasting and I love friendship. So I'm offering my hand if you're into anything and if you need anything. So there, guys, there you can't say that we don't know each other now. See?
That's it. That's it. Well, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it, honestly. And I hope you have a great Friday night. I hope you have a great weekend. And I hope it's productive and you have a good time.
Thanks, of course, of course. And any last words for the fans? Anything lastly you'd like to tell them?
Go stream Who's Scott Bars. Go follow me on Instagram at Scottbars. And hope you have a lovely, productive, happy 2022. Thanks again.
Of course, of course. Everybody make sure to check out Scott Bars down below in the links provided for you. Um, Lucky enough, he had a link tree, so make sure to check out that as well. Make sure to check out all the amazing stuff. And if you love him even more, make sure to catch him at the Rise of the Phoenix concert. It is free to watch. Tickets are live now. Get yours. And it's going to be a really great and productive 2022. Thank you all for joining us this evening. It's been great getting to watch you all. And if this comes out in 2022, have a great new year. Happy holidays. And let's make it a goal that 2022 is even bigger than this year.
For sure. Thanks again. Much love.
Of course, of course. And hey guys, hey, if you guys were ever wanting me and Scott, if you were wondering, then the possibility, I'm going to say it out there, is a possibility that we could be doing more future stuff together in and out.
100%. Let's make it happen.
Yes, absolutely. We're going to be in text later, probably. And I'm down to do all of that. So just letting you all know that, if I go on Instagram, if we have a new show together, or if we just do another thing together and I post it, you'll know why. So I'm giving you a fair warning right now.
All right. All right. Let's do it.
Yes, just text me the dates. I know.
Will do. Will do.
Yay. Anyway, I will catch you guys on the flip. Have a good evening. Peace out.